Yes, yes. Can you hear me, Invisible Ray? It's so noisy outside because it's raining. I'm in me Vauxhall Astra, and I'm just enjoying myself. You know, not exactly tossing off, but having a lot of fun. You know, just having a few drinks, thinking I can't drive home, so I'm gonna have to fucking get the train. And also thinking about Elliot Cruz and thinking the man's fucking shot to pieces. Call an ambulance or at least watch him when he's hanging around near young girls because that was that was pretty scary behaviour. I didn't like it. It's typical of Americans though, isn't it? We always get that kind of bullshit off Americans. Uh, yeah, I suppose, you know, as Ross McWhirter once said, you know, America's got more record breakers because there's more of the fuckers. And I felt the same way as Norris McWhirter because I thought, Norris, you're proud to be a Britishman. You remember the time with Malcolm Campbell, Donald Campbell, fucking Matthew Webb. We win everything. We win everything. But then the Americans start throwing money all over the place, Jewish cash, and say, oh, yeah, there we are. The British are the best sailors in the world, so we're going to build a super yacht to bash them with all the money you can imagine. And guess what? They get all the English designers over to America with cash, and they make the super yacht, and then it thrashes the British. That's where it all went wrong. Is anybody watching me? Maybe it's the storms keeping you all out. It's very stormy tonight. Well, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a minute to get yourselves, listen to the rhythm of pouring rain. I've really got to get some more booze, though. That's the problem. I've got to get out of here soon as well. So, I don't know if I can be seen by people, actually, because do you know what's happened? Oh, this is an example. Oh, God, let's have a look then. No, because we haven't got anybody watching. Oh, is there what people watching? Oh, three people are watching all of a sudden. I was worried because, you know, my ban hasn't officially been lifted. So I figured that because I'm trapped in a storm, I'll have a go and see if I can get through. And people are reading me. Can you hear me? Please. I wish I could see the comments, but I can't. Maybe there is no comments. I've got a dilemma because I want to go out and eat fine woo food and woo food and new woo, and I want to. Well, I fancy chicken burger. Yeah, yeah. Call it simple. Call me a black man, but I fancy chicken burger. How about that? The best, the best. Did anybody know about that fucking idiot who's always on Music Man? People, babe, you can hear. I can hear. Oh, brother Brian, when are you gonna stop this fucking soberness? It's so boring. No, listen, you've got to hear this. Waxed is. Well, I'm going to tell you who's off the list as everybody's listening. Mr. Mayo's off the menu this year because he's too boring. He's yesterday's man. Can you hear the rain? And and also the Waxed is off the list as well because he's got the same script every time. Like, oh, I'm not going to go and confront those people because I know what they'll say, and he's just trying to escape having a dust up. And you're as weak as water, Wax, weak as water, and not worthy of 2022. And I'll tell you why 2022 is an amazing year so far, apart from this horrible rain. Um, but first of all, I want to tell you about Elliot Cruz. The man's gone bonkers. He looks like Beaker, doesn't he? No, not Beaker. Is it Professor Peabody? He looks like Professor Peabody. No, Professor Pat Pending. Oh no, that's AGK, isn't it? Anyway, listen, and also I'm going to cancel our music, man. Well, I'll tell you for why. I watched it a couple of times thinking, is this bullshit worth it? And I thought, no, they're just being really boring now. All they're talking about is gay people. LBGT, and she's such a hypocrite. I can't bear it no more. I can't bear Kenny Loggins either. See, this is why I thought I'm going to reinvent myself. I'm going to call myself Black Man Ray. So I will be a black man now. I'm identifying as black man, so I can tell my truth and my story, and you'll be filled with wonder and amazement when I tell you, because it's a great story. How me and Henry Morton Stanley went down to the fucking Bunzumbi River in Zimbongo, and we found Tarzan and brought him back to civilization. You'll love the story. It's great. It's not me, like I said. It's my alter ego, my racial shadow. Or do you think that's racist to say shadow? Because the shadow sort of black usually, isn't it? But no, on this, I'm not Sanders of the River. No, you wouldn't find a racist bone in my body. Oh, no, it's all right because I'm on 90 days provision. As long as I don't say nothing outrageous, I don't get another strike. So it's all good. Oh, no, now there's thunders. Oh, I'm worried about the cats. Not my cats, because my cats are indoors, but the other cats, the cats of the world, frightened at the moment. Frightened of ethnic people, because they don't like ethnic people, want to eat them. And to us, they're pets. Trust it. Did you see? It's a Beautiful Egg did her highlights of the year, and she forgot to actually mention her egg painting, which was to me her highlight of the year. But what she has got is something that we all want to get our hands on, is the Granddude soundtrack, Granddude Yellow Green Submarine soundtrack, and she's got it. She's got it. So I did ask her if she could send me a bootleg, but I don't know if she sees my comments, because I think her dad's put a safety screen on my comments so she can't see through the window of love. So I'm afraid. And what else was it? Oh no, this was the funniest bit. Oh no, I said to her in the comments, I said, why didn't you mention that Franklin Mint fucking expensive present that you got, the Yellow Submarine musical box that went ding 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 ding, and it cost about 700 quid, right, from the Franklin Mint. And guess what? The postman, being the usual arrogant swine, must have tossed it around it, and the glass lid was all smashed up. But guess what this pervert did? He went and sent her another one with not a broken lid. Special D. Terrible, isn't it? And I was looking at her comments as well, and I thought, what is people? Are you gonna put your name and almost your address down and say, listen, I'm a dirty old man? Did you know what? That girl should be. Well, actually, no. The reason why I was watching it is for research. That's Pete Townsend excuse. No, I wasn't actually, because since I've forgiven her, I do watch her channel if she comes up. I know it's absolute bullshit crap, but it's better than listening to these pretentious arseholes talking, isn't it? I'd rather listen to a fucking idiot talk. I mean, that's what it's come to, isn't it? Yeah, watch her latest video and you'll find out for yourself. Oh dearie me! Look, I think it stopped raining, but I want to make a joint up before, because I managed to get hold of some weed. Only one bag this week though. My man coming, he tries to control me. He tries to control me sometimes, and I say, listen here, you black bastard, don't you ever talk to a white man like that again. Otherwise, I'll get you the fucking sack. Yeah, he does actually work at the same place as me. And he still gives me shit goods. I mean, what? I disrespect for what? Why? All I do is help these cunts. I say, chop the ghoulies off. Anyway, look, just give me a minute. I can't give you any music or nothing, because I am trapped. Hey, this could make a good, like, Tennessee Williams play, trapped in the Vauxhall Astra, overnight diner. Well, no. Well, the problem is there's big problems because you know what I mean. It's everybody that does even weed in this country thinks they're fucking Al Capone. So then they start chopping it all up and then mixing it with bullshit and then saying it's the best way to have it. Oh, there's a tree trunk in the middle of this weed. Oh, yeah, well, people demand that these days. You know, it's there's so many bullshit excuses. The only good way would be to legalize it, and this country hasn't got the balls to do that. I mean, it doesn't do Holland any harm. You just keep away from Amsterdam. As my wife, when I says, listen, I've got to go to Amsterdam, and she said, oh, she said, why do you want to do drugs and stuff? And I said, yeah, I do. I said, I haven't had any drugs for 3 years since I've been with you, and I said, I really need to blow out. And then because she thought I'd be fucking all the ladies, she said, I'll come with you then. And she hated it. She hated it. But she was wanting to go down by the fucking canal and see all the prostitutes. I said, oh, I said, you're a bit kinky, you. I said, she didn't even ask to go and see Anne Frank's house. She just wanted to go and see the hookers. Yeah. I mean, that's what people are like. It's, you know, this is where we can have fun. This is where we can have drugs. Yeah. It's just the food shit in Amsterdam, isn't it? I mean, you know, there is English shops, but they can't do fish and chips. And they eat pumpernickel. It's disgusting. Blah! It's like eating cardboards. It is. Who's you? Who's you, Elf? Are you new pre-code Mick? Because it's a bit of a young name for you. I don't like it. I don't like it. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yeah, so Music Man, you're an irrelevance now. The fun has worn off. The fun has worn off. Well, not the fun, but just the intrigue. You know, when you meet those new tribes down the Amazon, and you think, oh my God, aren't I just wonderful because I've met a new tribe, new people. But you spend about a week with them, realise how fucking stupid they are. Then you think, no, I just want to get back to the fucking McDonald's and eat some fried chicken and whatnot. It's very true, though, isn't it, Fred? Very true. Here, listen, there's people going around because I did see Music Man last night, and there was people. And Wax was being all like, "Oh, come on up here, then. Come on, I want to have it out with you." Once he knew that you weren't actually there, and there was a fake you up there. Oh, you know what though? It's not worth it with Wax. I say, do you know what? Ignore the British Empire. No, hang on. I got all that wrong. I got that wrong. Defeat the British Empire by ignoring it. Yeah. So you got to do that with the Wax because he's a nightmare. Honestly, you know, I was so angry. I thought, why am I wasting my time with these people? And I thought that about Glenn Kellaway. Glenn Kellaway, you know, I'm not in for cancelling people at all, but you're cancelled. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. But he is. Watch his show. I mean, it's so fucking boring. I'm sorry, Glenn. You know, I'm sure that you do a good job down the church and all that. You know, dusting the stalls, dusting your own stalls. But you know, you're not my cup of tea. And so don't worry. You're free. You're free of all crimes this year. You had your chance to shock. You had your 15 minutes. Now, goodbye. Oh, yeah, brother Brian, he should apologise to you, Freddie. I mean, you've been waving the flag for the rebels. You know what I mean? This is our Lexington Green, and brother Brian has gone over to he's done a Benedict Arnold on us, hasn't he? Eh? Do you have to be brainwashed by somebody's penis being chopped off? Is this what it is? Is this what does it? Because there's too much of it. It's a cult. It's a cult. Thank God I know some intelligent people. Well, I think I do anyway. But I didn't see a lot of evidence of it today when I was at work.
But I did have a fun day, actually. It was a good day. I was round the back. I was smoking weed. You know, it was all good fun. And now I don't have to go in tomorrow or the day after. And I said, what about the day after that? This is up to you, baby. Because it was my birthday 2 days ago. Yeah. And I had so much fun eating cake because I couldn't go out. Well, I finished the fucking day's work, so I couldn't go out. Why would I go out? I had, my wife's doing me a steak dinner tomorrow, and it's going to be delicious. And I know she's been marinating it in mustard, and it looks so lovely. And she's got shum. Well, that's garlic. That's garlic. She calls it shum. Garlic and onions. Oh, and there's going to be mushrooms going on. There's going to be a creme sauce with a white wine. Yeah, it's going to be so nice. And you know what? I mean, the nice thing is that she's had a good week. And you know what? I can't tell you exactly what she's done, but she has been a ball breaker this week. Let me tell you. I mean, I feel a little bit inadequate at the moment. She's gone. Because she's quite a small woman, you know. She's a very small woman, but she's had a bit of trouble with one of her immediate bosses just recently, and it turns out he enlisted a woman who was having sexual dealings with him, and anyway, my wife was getting the paperwork all coming in wrong. So she said, "Listen, Brian, you've got to sort this out." She said, "I don't know who this new secretary of yours is, but she's fucking everything up." And then he started on her, and he started like getting really arsey with her. And then she went all like women's lib, and said, "Hey, you can't talk to me like that in the office, mate." And there was 2 witnesses as well. He's going to lose his job, and so's his fuck buddy. They're going to go. And it's just, you don't usually get that kind of result, do you? When you're being fucked with by your immediate boss, you think, well, best find another job, isn't it? When your time's up, your time's up. Sometimes you can stretch it out, but in this case, she discovered there was a corrupt worm breaking all the European rules and trying to be a dictator. Ladies, you don't have to put up with that bullshit. And let me just give you a little bit of advice, because this is the advice I gave my wife, actually, and she's a lawyer, so she should know this. But I gave, because she was sort of in a case of what I can't really go higher than the immediate boss. And I said, well, the names on your firm. I said, you go to those names at the very top and you say, this is happening down here. Because he's made you, he's trying to contain you. It's obvious that he's tried to contain you, which is why he's threatened you. So she did that. And guess what? Next day, bang, 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 inquiries. No prisoners. So she's going out to have a few drinks tonight, and good for her. And she asked me if I wanted to go along, and I thought, well, no, because I like, I like just sitting in the car when it's raining outside. That's me. Greetings, greetings. Yeah, you betcha. No, I'm a Capricorn. Yeah, there is. Yeah, and remember that, all you people out there. If you work for a private person, and that's not so common these days because the multi conglomerates have taken over most of the stuff, haven't they? But listen, if you work for, say Asda's a very big employer. If you work for Asda and your foreman's giving you shit, you go above the foreman. In fact, you're going to have the union on your side. I don't do unions, so but and my wife doesn't do unions, so we're kind of on our own. But if you know the law, and the laws are very much in favour of women, ethnics, and at the very least, white blokes. But I'm not going around causing no shit, and if anybody gives me any shit at work, I shout them down. So and I threaten to like murder their kids and stuff. So and then we make friends afterwards. It's just the way it is. What's this say? Every time. Ugh. Oh, well, I heard about that. Well, you could, do you know what? You could have, considering what happened to you, you could have got yourself a management position like overnight. I want this, I want this salary, and I want to make artistic adverts every 6 months. And you could have got paid for that because you could have said, listen, I was put in a position of danger by a dirty pervert, criminal, and they should have never got into the inner sanctum and touched my vagina. But it happened. Now this is not on for a woman in 2021, is it? It's not. It's not, and I agree with that. I don't think. Do you know what? Although I used to grope when I was 16 and I started down Debenhams as a Saturday boy, and we were always going up the steps and down the steps, and you'd see some wobbly butts and boobies, and sometimes, as a man who didn't really understand relationships, sometimes I just happened to want to touch it. Now I got told go away, or sometimes I got told, "Oh, stop it." But the thing was, years later. Now I know that this is a tormenting form for women. I would never do that. I would never disrespect my fellow female workers. Not that I've got any fellow female workers, but I know there's some in the office, and there's some really good looking ones. And I'm not using them as sexual objects, but sometimes when I see that girl Gail in the morning, she's got lovely long legs. Oh, and she's just sitting there. And do you know what? She's like one of these supermodels. She's got the loveliest legs, and you're just looking at them. And she looks up at you and she says, "Hi, Ray." And I was, "Hi, yeah, nice to see you. Ah, bye." And I just walk off because don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Yeah, well, there you go. You see, but you can always, like I said, you should have gone to head office and said, "Is this the way you want to treat your women? Because you want that contract for the Olympics." And they look at your record, how you ignored me and didn't compensate me, and I'm a woman. And you could say, the world is your lobster. Just fucking don't be afraid to punch upwards. Because if they're gonna sack you or try and sneak you out the door, they'll only be doing it at local level. They can't, even if there's corruption, because in this case there was people who knew people. So I said, listen, you've got to cut above that. You've got to go straight to the top. And then Bonza, they wanted punching down, and they will say, in a case like that, they're going to say, heads must roll. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Not to you, but to the people who are supposed to be protecting you. Yeah. Hey, I've got 16 viewers. Time to change my avatar if I can. Hang on. Please excuse me. No, I don't think I can do it, so I'm going to leave it alone. Hey, it seems like you're the only person talking to me. Where's Fred? Fred. Oh, oh. Oh, I was going to tell you something else as well. I wasn't really, because I didn't plan to do this tonight, but like I'm trapped by the rain, and I'm working out whether to have chicken or well, I really fancy chicken, crispy chicken. I like fried chicken. Mm. You get, it might be a bit simple for Americans because you probably have stuff like 20 times as big. But in McDonald's over here, we got something called crispy chicken, and it's about the size of a Big Mac, and it's got crispy chicken in it. It's great. I love it. Oh, and I love the tomato and the lettuce, and they do it. It's like a Thousand Island, but a bit spicy, like a salad cream. It's really nice. And I love them pickles now. I used to hate the pickles, but sometimes you munch into the pickles and then you think, yeah, I like them pickles. They're all right. They've got, yeah, I do. Anyway, listen, the good news is it's 2022 and the Waxed has been cancelled. Music Man's been cancelled. Me, Mr. Mayo's been cancelled. John Heaton, I'm still thinking about, because I think he got very confused when he was drunk on that last show. Because would you trust the Beatles with their own story? I mean, telling us, or would you trust somebody who's done a lot of research into it? I wouldn't trust the Beatles, put it that way. And he was saying, well, of course I'm going to trust the Beatles. And I thought, Lord John Heaton, you've got less chromosomes than me in your head, you thick idiot. Why do you know what? For such a fucking eloquent gentleman as that, he's so dumb sometimes. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is our fucking ruling elite. Oh, Mazzy, what a cock. Ah, ah, ah. Oh, Mazzy, you are a cock. Oh, no. Hang on a minute. Yes, sorry about that. Oh. I didn't realise the bloody thing turns itself off after 20 minutes. You know, imagine if I was in like no, never mind, forget that. Let's have a look at this. House of Elf. House Elf, are you really? Oh, hang on. Are you still there? Is everybody there? Oh, if you want something to watch tonight, here's a recommendation from 1983 from me, right? If you like science fiction, it's called Z for Zachariah, and it's on YouTube. I know it is because I've seen it on there, and it is so El Cheapo sci-fi, but it's a really good bit because there's a posh bloke called, what is his name? Well, he was on Brideshead Revisited, Anthony Andrews, right? He's a posh toff, and he's supposed to play this man from outer space or something, but it's all like, you know, it's so cheap, it's not a proper set, it's just outdoors. And he says, is anybody here? Oh, you was Rosen Valley. Why can't you? Well, now I know you was Rosen Valley. What's gone wrong? Why do you look like Morlock? Oh, that was funny. That was funny. I've got to tell you what I've been doing this because, you know, I couldn't get on YouTube or anything. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go around Facebook causing aggro. So in the end, I get to Surrey Police. This is my local police force. And they tell you about how they're recruiting people, and they tell you who's wanted, and they tell you who's like, you know, the nutters that have gone missing in the community. And I've been putting comments on everything, and it was so fucking funny. I said, "You've got too many retards in the Reading region." And then I said, there was a black copper, and a woman, and they were asking a child a question, and the woman looked like a lesbian. So I said, I wouldn't, if I was that little girl, how can I trust either one of those two people? But it's true. We want like fucking 6 foot, built like a brick shithouse, fucking white fucking knucklehead as a copper around our region, knocking door to door, finding out burglars are hanging about. Because we did, when I was growing up in the 70s, we used to have one copper. He was called PC Glass, and he was about 6'2", 6'3", but he was big fucker. And I lived in a road full of criminals. You know, I mean, it was criminals or us round our way. So if there was a shoplifting or something, and used to investigate shit like that back then, they'd go knock on these doors, and these lags had just come out and say, yeah, fair dues. You know, because they know they'd be busted. It was the days before the old security cameras as well. So you had to do a little bit of police work. You know, you had to know all the villains in your neighbourhood. But you can't do that now because you've got 1,000 Afghani refugees who've got no bloody idea what they was doing beforehand, whether they was chopping up Christians or, you know, or raping 2-year-olds, but letting them all in. So there goes the community. So nobody knows what's going on there, and you can't get a doctor unless he's in. You know, my doctor, she's a dirty old fucking Aki. You know, she's an Aki, and she's a dirty con woman as well. And I haven't been to see her for years because she charged me 25 quid for a letter, and I thought, you fucking cunt. Do you know what, Dr. Kinningburgh? And he was white, by the way, and a nice bloke, real real good bloke, and now I get replaced with this fucking piece of shit, this low life fucking third world piece of crap. Nah, she's never going to touch my bollocks, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, if she sees I'm circumcised, she'll probably chop my ghoulies off. And it's not my fault I'm circumcised. It's not because I'm Jewish. Just happened that way. I had to, you know, sometimes you got to. But they do say, ladies, that it's more healthy because there's nothing worse than giving a bloke a noshing when he's got all that cheese around his foreskin. You see, when you haven't got a foreskin, you're all clean. You know, it's all clean round there. It smells like Daisy Fresh. You know? Oh, having so much fun, but you know, but getting hungry. Got to get home soon as well. You know, got to think about walking. You never know who I might meet on my way home. You know, when my wife goes out for a little parties, you know, when she's had successes like this, I feel a bit left out. You know, I feel a bit, you know, lonely. But I'm just being selfish. You know what I mean? I know what it is. I'm just being a spoiled bastard. I'm being a Richie Dolan. Why was it? I was invited, but I thought, no, I don't want to go to your party because you'll be the guest of honor, and they'll just be looking at me, and I'll be going, nah, nah, yes, yeah, and that's the real reason I'm not going. It's just because of that, and of course I'm in my work clothes, so you know, don't want me turning up big old boots, do you? Hey, hey, what did you catch at the record store? Syphilis? Oh, James Grimaldi, wonderful bloke. I love that bloke. I love him. Yeah. Where's that fucking annoying bastard? What's his name? Who's that bloke who keeps turning up here? That English fella. Well, that's how important you are, mate, because I can't remember your name. COVID fucking Krishna. That's it. COVID Krishna or something. What an arsehole. What an arsehole. Do you know what? I bet he ain't got a job. You know, I'm not accusing people of not having a job of being a waste of space, but a lot of the people who are a waste of space haven't got a job. So it kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Oh, dear. Oh, it's just we're getting worse and worse to look at her every day, isn't it? Marty! Oh, next we're going to have fucking what's his face on Lloyd Grossman. Oh, we love him. Fred Rutherford. We love Fred. We love Fred. Well, actually, I love you as well, House Elf and Frank James. Good to see you, Frank James. I know that what happened to Jesse was dirty. It's a dirty thing to do. You know, were we talking about Mayo? Oh, well, I'd worry if I was Mayo with COVID because, one, I don't think he's probably had the injection because he's too fucking lazy to go to the hospital. And two, because, you know, he would have gone to the record shop rather than go to the hospital, wouldn't he? And two, he probably started thinking, don't matter, it's only black people that get it. And then three, when he does get it, he'll be trying to like sue the city council saying they didn't protect him. But it will be dangerous for a bloke like that because he's, you know, his arteries must be pretty clogged up, but you know, your heart, Mr. Mayo, is a ticking time bomb. Listen, I'm not laughing at that because, you know, it could happen to any of us. All right, stereotypes. What the fuck? Yeah, you're right, Frank. You're right. Everyone will get syphilis. Yeah. Never trust them. You can't see if they've washed their hands or not. That's what my mum always used to say. Anyway, listen, was there any more news about... Oh, there was exciting news. These terrible George Harrison videos. They're awful. There's a new one for My Sweet Lord. It doesn't make any sense. It's got probably the cheapest actors you could get in an afternoon piss up. It makes no sense. It absolutely insults the song, which doesn't really have a point. But I could probably do a very good video for it if you paid me. So, you know, they've by trusting Danny Harrison, they're not always the right people to ask to you know, enhance the father's reputation. I would have done something different. I would have. And the same was with Sean Lennon with his dreadful videos that he's been doing. They're absolutely appalling. You think these are grown men. These are people almost my age, and they're not boys. They're grown men, and they've done nothing with their lives. And you know, apart from take drugs, all of them. We can see that much. Oh, look at me. I've had a bunch of plastic surgery trying to look like my dad. John Lennon had a gold tooth. Yeah, aren't they interesting people to hang around with? But don't worry, because I might not be Danny Harrison, but I won't let the sun go down on me. You remember that? Classic. Because I'm thinking about my wife. She likes Nick Kershaw. So, you know what I mean? She's been a remarkable woman. A remarkable, do you know, I'm going to make her one of Britain's top 100 Jewish people if they ever do that list, but the BBC won't because they hate Jews. But if I could try and get her into some ethnic, she can be the top 100 something. Because I've just seen the top 100 black people of Britain, and it's very different to the top 100 white people of Britain. It's not quite as important, if you know what I mean. You know, first nurse to be black working in England, first woman to be able to swim a length at the local swimming baths. No, it's not quite the same as the man who discovered darkest Africa, the man who discovered the Philippines. Do you know what I mean? Or Captain Cook, who made mapping a general science. There you go. I mean, you know, nothing like that. No. They didn't know what the wheel was. That was the problem. Anyway, I'm rambling. I said hours ago that I was going to make a joint up, but I've been holding a can in my right hand and holding my telephone in my left hand. What I should be doing is rolling a joint in both hands and then putting this telephone and this can down. And I'll talk to you in a minute. So just sing amongst yourselves, or maybe I'll sing for you. Just give me a minute, because I'll have one more before I go. I think there's a train at 59 from Charing Cross to Three Bridges. Change at Three Bridges for Reading, then to Guildford Corn Exchange to Quebec Street. Right, let's do it. Okay. No, hang on a minute. Oh, here we go. Oh, hang on a minute. My trousers are falling down. No, they're not. No, they're not. What's happened, though, is my light has fallen out my pocket. Oh, imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, do you know what? I want to go to this gig tonight because I want to. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'm tired and I'm angry, and I've been a bit pissed off all week as well because I haven't been able to take it out of Mr. Mayo. You know, and it annoys me that my freedom of expression has been wilted. It's taught me a lesson as well. It's taught me that I can't be fucked anymore. What's the point? Why should I keep telling the world about AGK when he's always going to be a pervert and there's nothing you can do about it? You can't change certain people. Some people do learn with the years, though. People get wiser. I've become wiser over the years. I used to laugh at all these different people. Now I just laugh at different people. Oh no, please don't strike me. Don't strike me. Don't stop me now. Don't stop me now. Oh, Do you know what? What upset me most about Christmas was that Richard Dolan didn't send me a Christmas card. You know, all he wants to do is take from me. That's the sort of person he is. Richard Dolan, you're a piece of shit. And me and you, I don't know if you're irrelevant for 2022. I haven't made my mind up yet, and that's fair, isn't it? I mean, that's fair. But you're always, you know, you always walk in the line, though, you are. Always. If you're listening, that is. You should really come up here, you worthless wanker. Yeah. I won't. Oh. Oh, what? He's there as well. I never saw any of that. I didn't think so, but he's not in anyone's army though. He's in his own head, so we can forgive him for everything. He gets uptight. But I told him, I says, listen, you don't need to get uptight anymore. I said because you're untouchable. When you're untouchable, why be arrogant and rude and hostile? You know, I said to him, you know, you didn't get your vinyl nerd nomination this year because, well, as John Lennon says, what have you done? Well, he hasn't done anything, and just his tribute to Michael Nesquik the other day proves it. Like, if anybody can tell me any of the songs or anything he's sung, then let me know. And I thought, well, why are you doing a tribute to him then if you don't even fucking know? What about if he touched kids, eh? Do some fucking research first, and then decide whether to give him a tribute. I'd never do that. Should have been me. Oh, it should have been me. Mm. Oh yeah, I love. Do you know what? It's nice though. I like it being in here. I love the rainy night. Yeah, yeah. Jack Sparrow, Joe Sparrow, Joe Dulce. We love it. I love the rainy night. I just hope I don't get struck by lightning though, because you know these sort of things happen to a man who's under the weather. Uh, only with drink though, you know, drink, and drugs. Mm. Oh, just inhaling. So give me a minute. You know, if there's silence, it's just because I'm smoking. Oh no, was Talk a Kitty Touch? I didn't know you was into all this scandal. Do you know this is a thing that annoys me about these Beatle nerds is that a lot of them have read all the books and they've read all the words that are said in those books, and yet they won't even discuss them, and they won't even give them an airing. They won't say, "Oh, it's all that fucking Georgie Giuliano. He's a but. Oh, don't believe a word he says." Or it's oh, the love you make. Don't believe a word you say. No, it's all true. This is where you can't trust the Beatles, because if you want to trust the Beatles, read the authorized Beatles biography by Hunter Davis. It's a work of fiction, slightly interesting. Godby said it's interesting, but it's a work of fiction. Everything in that book's been disproved. Their families were so bad they couldn't reasonably put it all in a book. I mean, people wanted to relate to them. The girl next door wanted John and Paul and George and Ringo to all have a kind of a normalish family. So you couldn't say about Julia, could you, for fuck's sake, or Alfred? I mean, these people were lower than fucking bog rats. It's pathetic. Yeah, pathetic. Oh, mm. Bit like Rod Hull. Mind you, as any 60s stroke 70s stroke early 80s performer will tell you, you know, it was the age of the presenter, and the presenter got the fruits of what was going on. And unfortunately, a lot of them were paedophiles. You know, what can you do? What can you do? Can you hear the rain? I'm going to give you another recommendation of something to watch. It's called The Bank Job. I don't know if I've said this before, but it's really good. Don't listen to Beetle Babe because she just gives you a list of fucking programs to watch, and it could be anything. It's not telling us nothing, but this is important right now. I see this film, The Bank Job, about 2 years ago, I think. It was really good. I liked it. It's true story as well, based on true story. Mm, mm. Oh, that's it, Eddie Rabbit. Eddie Rabbit. Melinda would have been able to tell me that. I could imagine her having Eddie Rabbit album. I bet her first boyfriends were about like 6'2" and had hair like Michael Bolton and really tight jeans. You know, stonewash, stonewash Levi suit. That was before she was with the bikers, though. Oh yeah, she could have been with the bikers. Hey, I better be careful because last time I think I got thrown off because of that. I've been given a list of stuff why I got thrown off. It's just the way it is. But I'm not being too rude about it anyway. I'm just saying who should be cancelled. That's all, because these people are pointless. mm, mm. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, here he is. Oh, yes. And I know how upset you are about John and Yoko. Have you heard them all trying to sponge that fucking New York City album? Even Andrew Dixon, I'm horrified by him. Horrified he'd do this. Was it Andrew Dixon who did this? No, he said he liked an album which is really bad, but he said he really likes it. It could have been, yeah, it could have been Dixon. Because I thought, why is he saying this? This isn't the sort of stuff he likes. He's lying. He wants a free album. That's what he wants. Dixon, you're a fucking fraud. By the way, I just want to say, because my Christmas edition got taken down, as you know, and I got blocked. Andrew Dixon, if you're out there, your goods are being held in trust for you whenever you want them. Because you're past the 28 days of collecting them, you have to pay the postage and packing. All right. But your stuff's here. It's not going to be touched. It's your prize, baby. Mm, mm. Mickey Dolenz isn't mixed. Well, that's something to look forward to, isn't it? Yeah.
What happened? I shut myself out by accident. Yeah, you see, you don't get that on Rachel's stream anymore. Do you remember? It's always the wax and that fucking weird aristocrat they've got on there. I'll tell you something about that weird aristocrat. You know, he looks like Freddie Mercury. But he's something from the Norman Conquest, and I bet he's got, like, I bet his dad is like ambassador to France or something, because he lives in Whitehall. He lives in Whitehall, for fuck's sake, opposite the Big Ben. No, you don't just live there. You've got to have connections. And judging by his funny shaped head, he's very aristocratic. I mean, he's higher up than, he's on John Cleese type level, you know, aristocrat. You know, John Heaton's a little bit lower down. He's more kind of, you know, gentleman farmer. But this fucking wanker, he's top notch. He's inbred, right? And he's probably got about six brothers and 5 sisters, and they've all done good except for him. He's the biggest dropout going, and the only place he can find sanctuary is in Rachel's stream. Yes, I'm watching you, fucking Freddie Mercury, Madam Sin. You big fucking weirdo. Yeah, and you might have people in the fucking Ministry of Defence who can hack my computer, but I'll hack your bum. That's a warning, isn't it? Because like he's been going around bragging that he can hack people. So if you try and hack me, baby, I'll hack you right back. It'll be like Skyfall. Yeah. Mm. Oh, hang on. I've gone out. I can't get out. Mm. Mm. Yeah, Wax. You know what? When the fight isn't worth it, you go on to the next fight, and that's what's happened with you. You're not worth the fight. You're not. Is that Randy? Is that Randy? Sorry, I'm just reading the messages. I'm not one to multitask. I can't multitask. Oh, I had a sad day at work. I had to move into a different office, and I moved all my bits and pieces, and and I had all my little bits. And you got to get rid of some, and you got to keep some, and you think, yeah, I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. It's become irrelevant now, and I thought these were little gifts and presents and things, and now like they're just in the way. So I cleared all my desk, and it's all tidy again now, and all the bullshit's been put in the bin. Very sad, very sad. But you can't hang on to this stuff. You can't, it's not like the Vikings with Valhalla. You cannot take it with you because 1,000 years later, some fucking scumbag's going to dig you up with all your bits and pieces. At least if you're just a rotting body in the clay, you're going to lie there, aren't you? You've got a better chance. I hope you can hear the rain. It's brilliant. It's really good. It's really scary. It's like, what's going to happen next? Is it going to be? I know you get it worse in America and all, but, it's still good in England. Oh, here we go. We're getting a flash. Boom. I like a big boom, don't you? I don't even mind, because I'm English, I don't mind getting wet. Sometimes you're on your way home and you think, I'm not wearing waterproofs everywhere and shit. And, you start drinking and you come out of the booze, it's pitching down with rain, you get soaked and you think, well, as long as I keep the tobacco dry and the powder dry and my lead your lead in your pencil, then you get home all right and you can have a shower, can't you? Don't get pneumonia. This isn't the fucking, this isn't the frozen tundra. Yeah, well, man's got got to move your bits and pieces. Oh, hang on. Oh, God. Will we ever get out of here alive? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to wee in a beer can because I can't get out the car. I'm trapped. Hey, what's that song? I'm trapped. I can't get out. I'm sorry, I can't give you any music. So you'll just have to listen to the wee sound for a minute. I have got wipes here though, so don't worry about any residue or dirty hands or anything like that. We're very hygienic in this house. Go away. There's a car outside like Christine shining his light into me. Clear off. I'll come out with my machete. They don't understand who they're mixing with. Norman Bates. Did it. Get it. Oh, is anybody here? I'm back. I'm back. I can't get out. Oh, I might have a brand to give you for a minute just to keep your mind off stuff. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I've got to be careful because I got blocked for this stuff last time. What's this Christmas Eve thing? Kept you off my back for a minute, didn't it? It was awful. Well, I think we've heard the last of Bobby Whitlock because he's got no more. He's not. He's got. We're talking of lead in pencils. He got no more lead in his pencil, has he? He's blown his trump card now. And where did it get him? Just made him look complete cunt. In his later life, when he should have been just, the next thing you hear of Bobby Whitlock is it was just a passage in the New Musical Express. Bobby Whitlock, who's worked with George Harrison and Leon Russell and Gary Brooker, he's dead. And then that should have been it, shouldn't it? But no, we had him coming out his fucking tombstone and and it was all bullshit, wasn't it? It was all bullshit. It's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. Anyway, listen, I'm going to have to go, so goodbye. Ta-ta.